podiatry. We're going to go ahead and do a Q&A on a very hot topic, the ingrown toenail, aka the paronychia. First and foremost, I want to take this opportunity to thank all of our subscribers for subscribing to our channel. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys are really enjoying this as much as I am, because I really am. We started the channel, I think, about a year ago, and we were running on, let's say, 4 cylinders for a long time. And about 3 months ago, we took it to the next level, as everyone knows, and we've been growing very quick, which I'm very happy, because that means that we must be doing something right. I want to take this opportunity to thank all the subscribers that have engaged with us. Thank you for all the wonderful comments, all the wonderful questions. I try to get to all of them, as you guys all know. It really means a lot to me. It really does. It has changed my life in a lot of ways. I also want to thank all the trollers out there. I love all of you guys. Thank you for the wonderful comments as well. But nonetheless, we're going to go ahead and just talk about 2 or 3 very commonly asked questions in respect to ingrown toenails. We'll make this very quick. We follow an algorithm, a protocol. Try to follow me on this one. Patient comes in. I'm going to give you guys 2 scenarios. We have a new patient who comes in. The patient has a paronychia. Okay, a paronychia, or we'll keep it very simple, the ingrown toenail with signs of infection. How do we define signs of infection? Malodor, drainage, oozing, redness, pain. When we see an ingrown nail with as such, our goal is to eradicate infection and eradicate pain. The only way to do that is by removing the offending nail plate. The procedure that we perform is called a partial nail avulsion, which essentially means to remove the offending nail plate. We anesthetize the toe, which is quite bothersome, and we perform the procedure. What procedure? The PNA, partial nail avulsion. We remove the offending nail plate. Stay with me. When there are signs of infection, we cannot, I repeat, we cannot perform a permanent procedure. I'm going to call it a permanent procedure because there are different ways to perform the permanent procedure. We cannot. It's a contraindication. The standard of care dictates that if there are signs of infection, you cannot. And if there are physicians and clinicians out there doing this, it is a no-no. You cannot. It is the standard of care. You cannot perform a permanent procedure when there's oozing, when there's redness, when there's cellulitis, which is a superficial infection of the skin. That's number 1. So we eradicate the infection. If this is a new patient comes back several weeks, months later because of X, Y, or Z. If there are signs of infection again, we can only perform the partial nail avulsion. We cannot perform a permanent procedure. What does that mean? That means that we have to re-anesthetize the toe, perform the exact same procedure, and wait. Wait until what? Wait until there are no signs of infection several weeks later. That's strike 2. When do we consider the permanent procedure? When the patient decides, number 1, that it becomes a chronic problem, and then the patient needs to make the decision to come back into our office to have the toe anesthetized for the 3rd time to have the procedure performed. That's number 1. Number 2, why the tourniquet? I've said it before and I'll say it again. In my training and while I was a student, several of my mentors did not use tourniquets. And it was very simple. I had to ask why. And it was very simple. When you apply a tourniquet, you are congesting. You're not allowing the blood to flow into the toe. You're holding back that circulation. And what's happening is that you are creating what we call a hypoxic environment, that there's no oxygen. So what my mentors told me and taught me was, hey, Wagner, don't do this because if you do this, your patients will have more pain if you use the tourniquet than not. And they were 100% right, because I did start using the tourniquet early in my career, and a lot of patients were coming back saying, and I would ask them on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the worst, how much pain did you have after the procedure? With a tourniquet and without. About 85% of the patients that did not have the tourniquet on felt significantly better, less pain. That's why I don't use it. There's something called gravity, and we use it to our advantage. When we see patients here in our office and we put the patient in this position, right, all the blood flows down. So that's our tourniquet. It's called gravity. Brilliant. So I'm going to tie this question as well into, now that we're talking about the tourniquet. When is it the only time that we use a tourniquet here at Jaws Podiatry is when we perform a permanent procedure. That's it. There should be no other time or reason, unless someone does not, a doctor, physician, or clinician, they may not feel comfortable with just, seeing a little bit of blood if they're performing only a PNA without the chemical or the permanent procedure. There's no need. Okay? Only time we use a tourniquet is when we perform a permanent procedure that the area needs to be totally and completely free of any blood. Because the blood will dilute, if we use a chemical, it will dilute the chemical itself, the percent, the strength. So that's number 2. Number 3, a lot of people like to know, once you remove the offending nail plate, we perform the partial nail avulsion. A lot of people ask, well, Dr. Wagner, if you didn't do the permanent procedure, the new nail that grows out, won't it re-ingrown itself into the pocket again? Or the nail fold? And the answer is no. If we follow the protocol we have here at Jaws Podiatry, we focus our efforts on prevention, which is the key. We educate the patient, right? There are ways, there are little tricks of the trade that we use to prevent reoccurrence of the problem. And that's where we focus our 90% of our efforts on. Prevention. Why wait? I can't tell you guys how uncomfortable these local nerve blocks are. When we numb the toe, it is extremely uncomfortable. Imagine that happening once. Then you have to come back and do it again. And sometimes even a third time. So, yeah, for the viewers, it's wonderful. Oh my God, I love it. Look at this unbelievable, huge, ingrown toenail. That's not your foot. That's the problem. Think about that for a second. So, we really focus our efforts. We eradicate the pain. We eradicate the infection. We eradicate the problem. Then we focus our efforts on the prevention. It's very simple. I hope this, if I missed any other, questions, please feel free to just write on the bottom any questions that you guys may have, anything that I may have left out. Please post it. I will read it. And if I have to edit this video and add it on, I will. If not, I will do another one. I like the Q&As. And I try to keep them very, very brief, under 10 minutes. That's exactly what I'm trying to do right now. So I hope this is, again, not necessarily, these are not myths. This is the art of medicine, right? This is what we do. This is how we approach ingrown toenails or paronychias. I want to say once again, to all my, to all the subscribers, I thank you. I really genuinely thank you. From all continents and all places of the entire world, it's absolutely incredible. The power of social media. I will continue to do what I do. We have videos, libraries. I can't tell you guys how much there is to learn in the world of podiatric medicine and surgery. I will continue to mix it up, spread the wealth, share the wealth with different videos and different clinical presentations. I will continue. Something that a lot of people have been asking me is, to bring the camera more into the operating room. I will do that. I think that you guys are gonna really enjoy that, and try to really implement and integrate the GoPro camera into everything that we do. I think I have nothing else to say for today. So like always, www.jospodiatry.com, Instagram, Dr. Toe Jam. Follow us on Instagram. It's we put some great content there. Facebook, I don't have to say it again. You guys may see some of the videos that I post on YouTube, and then we post that on our Facebook page. We have a marketing team that is diligently working on all the videos, and we just stopped editing. There's no more editing. What you see is what you get. That's it. I like it that I think I really like it that way. It's the only way. It's just like I want to bring you guys into the office. I want you guys to see the good, the ugly, and the real ugly. I can go on and on and on.